take a look at Puerto Plata seafood with the fish guide. Come inside. Take a look at what we got. Hey, fish guy, what's going on?
Yo, what's up, guys?
What's going on, man?
What's up? What's up?
See you doing big things, man. Busy,
Welcome.
busy.
What's up, man?
What's going on,
I got
man?
my hands a little wet. I'm
It's all
sorry.
right.
What's going on, brother? How are you?
We're all good on this
I
side.
really like this layout over here, man. What's going on over here?
Thank you, man. So first and foremost, welcome. I am the fish god. This is Puerto Plata
Officially.
seafood.
It is. Best seafood in the world. All right?
Yeah, man. You know, I'll be honest with you. I wouldn't serve you anything that I wouldn't give my mom. I hold everything to a high standard. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I'm consistent with my quality and product, bro. So when you say like the best seafood in the world, I'm right behind you. Like, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
no.
And I'm not trying to.
I don't say that a lot.
I don't want to be like, oh, I'm the number one.
Because I'm the foodie.
Because there's a lot of people out there that do good jobs. There's a lot of people out there doing the right thing. But I do feel like I'm doing the best. And it's kind of like you can't come to New York, and if you're a seafood person, not stop by here.
We're about to get some exclusiveness right now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So what do you guys like to eat?
I like everything. Crab legs,
Sure.
lobster tails,
Crab legs, lobster tails,
Shrimp. scallops. I'm that guy.
You have medium shrimp?
Alright, so we definitely gonna have a good time
I
today.
believe we would do something from the menu, or what we could do is, let's do a custom tray. So it is a fish market. At the end of the day, it's not a restaurant. You can literally come and pick whatever you want. Like you can say, I want a piece of this, and I could get this, and that's all you want. That's what you're gonna pay for. Or you can order from our menu. This, we're gonna do some potatoes and corn. I'm gonna do some mixed vegetables as well. Okay. I'll do. You say you want to do some crab legs, right?
Yeah.
What kind of crab legs do you like, man? I got snow crab legs, Dungeness crab. I got king crab.
We're gonna do the king crab and
King
snow.
crab. We're all eating. You eating too, man?
Yes, we're all eating.
Let's get a bigger pack of king crab.
As you
there.
can see, guys, look how busy this gets. And we only been here
it
for a
gets
few
little
minutes.
busy. It gets,
I
it gets a
can't
little
watch your
busy.
page anymore, man. I get food porn. It's addictive, bro.
What you say?
Yeah. Pre-order. Yes, those are mine. So I got lobster tails, snow crab, king crab, shrimp. I got these, which are awesome. I love these. I haven't had these in a while, so we're gonna eat these today.
Okay.
These are Jonah claws, Jonah cocktail claws. So basically, the shell's already cut, the meat is already exposed, so it's very easy to eat. And then some potatoes and corn. I really love the corn from here, so I'm gonna do more. And you guys want to add anything else? You want to add some salmon in there?
You want some salmon in?
Yeah, put everything.
Okay.
It works.
This is what you call a mogul seafood platter. Which is
Presents Mogul Monday, episode 3. Mogul Lifestyle here. We're here with the fish god, also known as Rudy, owner of Puerto Plata Seafood. What's up, brother?
What's up, guys? Thank you for having me.
No, it's always a pleasure. So,
cheers to the
cheers,
third
cheers.
episode.
So, yeah, what's up, man? Talk to me. Let's do
First
this.
things first, tell us about your business, Puerto Plata Seafood.
Okay, so we just featured the retail store. I'm sure you'll feature either before or after.
Yeah.
But the retail store is our second business. Shout out to my partners, Diony, and my pops too, who's also
Shout out
involved.
to Diony and then Father Fish God.
Isn't even big now though. So we, this is our second business. Originally, we're seafood wholesalers. So some we see, wholesale seafood to restaurants, supermarkets, hotels, all over New York City. Before that, we were importing salmon. We were selling it to some very big companies when my father was back in the day, and then we took over. About 2 years ago, we opened up our retail store here. Basically, it was, the word was diversification. It was like, okay, we're already seafood wholesalers. What can we do with what we have? How can we make more money? And it hit us. We should open up a store, a retail store. And that's exactly what we did.
Now, my question is, Puerto Plata Seafood. I'm Dominican. So I know there's a place in DR that's called
Puerto
Puerto
Plata,
Plata,
yeah.
right? Beaches and oceans, and you think about seafood.
Mhm.
Like I'm a seafood lover.
Mm-hmm.
So the first time I came here, I drove all the way from Connecticut. People drive from further locations to come
Yeah.
to seafood. Like I rate your seafood top 3.
Thank you.
And I've had a lot of seafood everywhere.
Thank you.
Now, if you had a location closer to me, it would be
You'd probably be
Seafood
there all-
Monday. Because I do have a location in the Bronx when I used to live in the Bronx. It was Seafood Monday. And every Monday I was there. They did a lobster Monday, it was called.
Very
Every
nice.
day. And it was the same people every single Monday, karaoke. And that vibe, even if it wasn't for the karaoke, I will go because I'm a seafood lover. Like, I will go here, but Brooklyn, it's 2 hours away.
I got you.
But I still came.
I think eventually we will be in the 5 boroughs. That's my goal. People ask me all the time, like, what's the next step? Well, I want to be in the 5 boroughs. So let's say, for example, I know you said you were somewhere further than
Yeah.
but you can go to the Bronx. So it'll be the closest location to you. And maybe we'll probably get out to like New Jersey and Connecticut and other states. But definitely, I do have the mentality of growing and opening up more stores. Like that's definitely in my plans.
Are you guys from Puerto Plata? Are you from
Right. The original question was the Puerto Plata. So it's funny how the name came about. My dad, we're filming right now is inside my dad's restaurant, which is Puerto Plata Restaurant.
Puerto Plata restaurant.
What's the-
Check
what's
it
the
out.
address?
This is 3123 Fulton Street.
Okay.
Literally 2 doors down. It's our fish market, 391 Arlington. But yeah, so my dad's been here for about let's say at least 30 years. And when he bought it with the name Puerto Plata. I'm 29 years old. So when as I grew up, I was basically like born into the restaurant business. I was born into it. Like literally, like as I grew up, I would be here running around, knocking things over. And then, as I grew up, I started going, to school and, kicks here. You want to buy some fly clothes. It would be like, you have to make it, I would have to buy it for myself.
Yeah.
So that's when I started working here. And everybody in this neighborhood, knows me. I've been here my whole life. So everybody knows me as Rudy Puerto Plata. When I started the company, I said to myself, you know what? Everybody already knows me as Puerto Plata. Let me keep the same name.
Smart.
And it's been really sticky. So I'm happy with the name.
So now to piggyback on that, like you're in the restaurant business, but you know how parents are. Sometimes they're like, I don't want you to do this. I want you to go to school. I want you to do that. So what was your dream? What did you want it to be? And then as you said, you diversify with business. How did you diversify that into your life? Like you said, okay, I'm not going to do what I planned out, but this is actually my next step. So let everybody know.
Sure. So I'm a numbers guy, and numbers don't really lie to you. Originally, I wanted to be a narcotics detective.
Okay.
That was my goal. Yeah, I went to high school. I took some college, and I took criminal justice. And I remember one day in criminal justice, I remember asking what's the highest pay rate in the police department or whatever. And I think it was like 100K or 120. And I said to myself
After 5 years?
after like 5 or 6 years, something like that. Yeah, I think that was like one of the cap.
Mm-hmm.
I said to myself I do like. I do want luxury. I do want, big house. I do want a pool in my yard. I do want, not saying that you can't get it being a detective. You can, but I knew that I wanted to make more money. So I ended up dropping out of college and then pursuing my, which is crazy. Originally I wanted to own a restaurant because I was born into it. So I knew I want to be in the restaurant business, but I also want to be a detective. You're a kid. You don't know what the hell you want to do. But then
Welcome to Rudy's Detective Restaurant. Search for your meal.
So I ended up dropping out and just focusing on business. And I came here. I ran this place for 8 years.
Dope.
For
So
my
you
dad.
ran it yourself from your dad?
Yeah, I ran it for my dad. My dad had 8 years, where the only thing he had to do was go to Jetro and pick up merchandise. But I basically handled everything from payroll to hiring, firing, training. Even in the kitchen, bartending, I did everything.
So you wore all the hats of the
I
restaurant
wore all the
business.
hats, yeah. I learned a lot while I was here, and that was the skills that I was able to take with me to open up my own business and manage my own people.
How was that transition from helping your father and then running it, essentially yourself, because your father probably took a step back and you pretty much ran day-to-day operations, to then going into your own and saying, you know what, this is Rudy now, without your father, he still was there for guidance, but this was more like this is my own shop.
Right.
Now you bring in your own people. How was that transition? Was it almost seamless, or was it a little bit difficult for you?
It wasn't difficult because I did have his support. Luckily, my father did. He was willing to invest some money with me, which at the time I didn't have much. I didn't have anything, in honesty. So I did. I learned a valuable lesson. You have to work hard for someone else so that you can learn that skill transfer. Because once you transfer those skills over to you, then it's easier for you to move around. Yeah, man. I want to get back to your question though. Can you repeat it one more time?
How was that transition from going day-to-day operations here? Because it's different when you become the owner and
Right.
it's yours. But
So I was never one of the things was I was very humble. I worked for my dad, but this was never my business. People would tell me like, "Oh, you're lucky. You have your own restaurant," and I would say like, "No, this isn't mine. I wouldn't want to take ownership for something that I didn't personally build. I was just running it." But that was what motivated me the most was that I want a lot. I want to grow. I want to be big. I want to be successful. And being that although I was working for my dad, I was my own boss. At the end of the day, I still had a boss, so I was limited to a lot of things. And then I started my own business, and literally I was working both jobs. I was doing this 8 hours out of the day, and then the other 4 to 5 hours I was focusing on building my business to the point that my clientele needed me at a full time. And then that's when I had to speak to my dad and tell him like, listen, I gotta take care of my own business. And at first it was a little hard for him because then he had to get back into the business. And
so basically, it was
yeah.
a growing pains.
It was growing pains, yeah.
Exactly. So you was like, well, Dad, I
it was
gotta
good
go now.
problems to have.
Okay.
And it's always been good problems.
I want to piggyback on that. So as you people you can see, like that's entrepreneurship 101. Like he had a job, and then he had his 9 to 5, but then the 5 to like 12. That's his hustle, and then the hustle, his dream turned into the production. So a lot of people think like, oh, he just came out of nowhere. And you're like, yo. In the hood terms, you've been trapping for a while, like trying to get your stuff on board.
I've been on the block hustling for a long time.
Yeah, like a lot of people think it's drugs. Like, nah, I'm hustling. This is my business.
No. Yeah. I'm from Jamaica, Queens, and these I'm born and raised. I listen to hip hop, so
Right.
my terminology is always a little. You can say ghetto. I don't care, whatever it is.
And we're all Latino, so that's what makes me proud, man.
Yeah, I'm proud of where I come from and who I am.
Well, this is why we came over here to Plata.
The butter sauce.
Oh.
The famous butter sauce.
I promised my daughter I would never do one of these, but for Puerto Plata seafood, I could be on video eating.
Oh no, we're doing a mukbang, bro?
I didn't
Is
even
that
know.
what we do?
How do you know about that?
Listen, I didn't even know what it was until my daughter told me, and then she told me she threw numbers out there. She was like, "Dad, 10 million people watch a 30-minute episode of this."
All I heard was bang. I don't know what you're talking about.
So this guy.
So what do we have here? Can you explain to us what do we have here?
Yeah, sure.
Everybody knows.
Inside here we got some fresh salmon, which we import ourselves, literally from the boat to us. We got colossal shrimp. I got king crab, lobster tails, snow crabs, mixed vegetables, and potatoes and corn. We need plates.
Yeah.
We need plates.
You can see my excitement right now.
I
Like,
think if we're gonna get your hands dirty, I think we should get some gloves.
okay.
All right.
Yeah, I can
So-
go grab
so-
some gloves real quick.
No, let's finish a few of the questions and then we get into the food.
All right, sure.
So now, my next question is, how hard was that for you? Like a lot of people have, how can I say, given up what are so-called good jobs. Because I know in my position, like me and D, we went to college together, right? We're not doing anything we went to school for. I went for exercise science. He went for human resources. I gave up state trooper, NYPD, because I had a vision of what I wanted to do. And looking back at it, like how you look now, I make way more than them. And people looking at me like, damn, you're lucky. And it's like, nah, I had that vision of like, I'm gonna work for myself. I'm not gonna work for them. But like you said, I did have to work for others for a long time to kind of get that, okay, now I just gotta do it for myself.
Yeah.
So just let people know, like, what were your trials and tribulations going in? Like, I know it wasn't all sunshines and rainbows. Like, I know there's dark days in your business.
Yeah, of course, man. Once again, I do thank my father because when I started, I had left my house and I was actually living in it's crazy, the sacrifices that you have to go through. I was living in his office, in here, inside his own building, inside the restaurant. I was literally living inside the restaurant. We have a space where we have a small shower, and I was living in there for for a long, long time. For 3 years, I actually lived in a room, and it was a very small space. And I would go out to the road, and I would work. 9 hours is nothing. I remember we would do like 16 hours, even up to 20 hours a day. You know, it's crazy when I think about those days. Like, and I was doing it for nothing. In the beginning, like the first like 2-3 months, I was working literally for nothing. I wasn't making no profit. I was just building clientele, and then eventually after some time, I didn't starve because of the restaurant, thank God. So I used to always eat here before I would go out to the road. But I didn't have no money in my pocket, and I didn't have any. I didn't have nowhere to cook either. So I didn't starve. Lucky to my dad, I would eat here, but I would go out to the road and grind, and that hunger honestly was what pushed me every day to be like, who's next? Who am I gonna get next? Who am I gonna do business with next? And I started slowly just picking up new accounts. Today, fast forward a little later. I remember our first raise. Me and Donnie, we started paying ourselves $300 a week, and we were working like 100 hours a week. So you do the math, like it just didn't make sense.
So
Yeah,
you were working
we were
100
way
hours
below
a week, and you
minimum
were paying
wage.
yourself
About $300 a week.
about $3.
Yeah, about $3 per hour. Yeah, for
Okay.
about 3 months, and then 6 months in, or like about 8 months in, we started. Then we doubled it. We did 600, and then after that, I remember we hired our first driver, and we started actually building routes and creating more business. And then that's when we started paying ourselves a little bit more, and then eventually, a couple more raises came after that.
Okay.
And now, and now we got a chain of command and a bunch of people working. But
So
now I do, 7 years later.
So you guys can see it was shrimp ramen noodles, and now it's a shrimp seafood platter. You know what I'm
Exactly. It
saying?
is now.
So
You got to go through that.
Yeah.
I got one more, and then I'll let Dilso handle it. So me personally, how I seen him off the promo from Instagram, and so I just want you to let people know like how social media helps. How like I see you now just on your phone doing everything, and business can be run on your phone. So how did it transition from like I'm gonna say like your father's more old school, right? And then you just took that and like just blew it up with the whole social media and the new trending of marketing.
Well, when you get into business, chances are you're probably gonna have a storefront, right? Most places have a storefront, you have to pay rent. And I think one of the lessons that I learned while working here from my father was that hours would go by and we would have to wait for customers to come in. That's why the wholesale business was good for me, because I could go out there and pick up the customers. But then when it came to the storefront, when I got into the fish market, I remember telling my cousin we were in like $90,000 invested, and it was like literally we were down to like our last monies. And my pops and my cousin were like, "Yo, dude, like this is getting out of hand. Like we can't even afford it." I was like, "Yo, dude, like let's do it, because I'm gonna build like one of the hottest seafood spots in New York." And that was like literally that was my goal. That was my thing. Fast forward 2 years later, we got like 30,000 followers, almost 30,000 on Instagram, and ton of money coming in through Instagram. Yes, because the reach is out there. Like it's not like you open up a storefront, but there's a lot that goes into it. Like you could be on Instagram selling something, but you have to provide good quality, good service. There's a lot that ties into it. Like I talk the talk, but I also walk the walk. Like I'll tell you like
that.
Well, if you work
I'll tell
100
you,
hours,
yeah.
it shows. And
that's beyond that too. Like then there's the hard work too. There's the hard work that you gotta put in, the quality that you put, that you serve. You want to serve whether it's doing teeth whitening or whether it's extensions or whether it's seafood. Just make sure you're giving the best that you can give the client and giving them the best customer service possible, so that when they go off, they tell their friends, "Man, those guys are really good. Those guys took care of me."
Every time someone wants to do something related to seafood, the only words that come out of my mouth, like organically, is puerto plata seafood.
Yeah.
Like I don't even want to order seafood at a restaurant, because I'm like, all right, I'm here for steak. They have seafood. I'm like, I don't want
Look at the
seafood.
steak.
Like
I
I'm
got
gonna go
the
to
seafood plate.
Yeah, I already know where. Like I can literally think about this. This plate might be maybe $75, $80 at Puerto Plata Seafood, right? I think
This
I
one was a
had-
little more. I think this one was like 120.
Okay, so
Yeah.
the one I had,
It's because of the king crab
the
and the
king
lobster.
crab legs.
Yeah.
So I had one was $60, and it was me and my daughter. 30 minutes later, there was nothing left on the plate. But we could have fed 4 people,
Yeah.
honestly. And that marketing tactic of just like every single day of you showing the colors, and people, if you love seafood, you see king crab legs, you see lobster tails, your mind is already going 100 miles per hour. So I had to come here and check this out. And once we was home, because it's not a restaurant, it's a place where you
It's
come
literally
in.
a fish market.
It's literally a fish market. You come in, make sure you place your order ahead of time, because coming to Brooklyn, you will be driving and traffic gets
Yeah.
crazy.
No, and there's always a wait. There's always a small wait. There's always about a 45-minute wait. Cause and I've had people tell me like, hey, you know, you guys got to step it up, and I'm just like, you have like, you're online, you're literally online. There's like 20 people ahead of you, like, and it happens all the time. People walk in and they're like, yo, I want some food, I want it quick. I'm like, it's not gonna happen quickly. There is like 20 people who already ordered. Or there's like 10 people ahead of you. It'll slow us down.
They ain't really been to Puerto Plata. In Puerto Plata, they gotta go get the fish and they're fresh. I had to wait that long.
We could eat while we talk a little more.
Oh hell yeah, man.
Rudy, what would you tell a young entrepreneur coming in, as far as like with all the different businesses you're going through? What kind of advice would you give them?
I think number one is you would want to run an honest business. I think that's the key to business. Honesty is number one. Like, you think you're gonna get over on somebody, you're getting over on yourself. You might get over on somebody temporarily, but you'll lose so much once that person finds out that you screwed them. Thank God I've learned that at a young age. I always ran that bar, so I always dealt with drunk people, and I learned, even drunk people, you can never take advantage of somebody because of whatever situation, because later on they're gonna remember like, oh, that guy screwed me, and reputation in your name is key.
Reputation is key. That's what he's saying.
It's key, yeah.
Yeah, I think that. And
Listen, I can't focus right now because all I'm thinking about is the food. But
what are you doing, man? You doing some king crabs, some lobster tails?
I'm doing
What do
everything.
you
You
like?
do it. You're the fish god. Hook me up.
A little bit of everything.
A little bit of everything.
Yeah, man. But honest business is number one. That's number one.
Where'd you get that from? Did you get that more from your mom, your father? Was it like a deal, or like how did you?
No, I learned that literally running a bar. Like, I've seen people like, get very drunk and you're gonna have some of the salmon. The salmon is really good. You're gonna have the salmon too, right? Cut this in half.
I'm getting whatever you give him, brother. You are the fish god.
Thank you. Yeah.
now my question is this: how do you decide which plate would you sell? Because I know you have a big menu. You have like holiday specials, you have certain things, but how do you decide what's the best combination? Because for me, like everything here is like perfect. Like I would eat the whole thing.
All right, so basically I study my market. You know what I'm saying? Like I study what are the people looking for, what are the people like, what are the people asking for, and that's where I've been able to decide like, okay, let's combine these things. Like I know like people love crab legs, people love the salmon, so that's why I came up with this one. This one's called Oceanus. Actually, it's a little bit smaller than the Oceanus because I went a little bit smaller with some other things, but normal price on this one was 150. But I combined it based on what people were already asking for.
So the first time I saw you was through a friend of mine, Andy. You guys know him as Dalel Ortiz.
Oh yeah,
Funny guy.
That's your boy.
That's my boy.
That's my man.
And posted it, and I was like, I gotta go check this out. Because Andy loves food.
Yeah.
He loves food. And it was a skit, and it was funny and everything. But I was like, that looks too good for me to miss.
No, this is
Now,
amazing, brother.
How do you feel that social media has helped your brand? Because we already know quality is where it's at right here. We get it, right? But you still got to bring in people.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you feel that social media elevated what you're doing right now to the next level?
social media was able to help me reach more people.
So before social media, since you're a numbers guy, what was like the number of people you were bringing in as opposed to after social media?
Night and day, bro.
Oh, shit.
Like,
So it was kind of like, I don't know if this
well,
business is
true
gonna flourish.
story. The neighborhood didn't call for what I'm doing. You know, I'm in East New York where, you know, a trade costs $150. You know, not everybody's giving up $150, bro. But my clientele, because of Instagram, I was able to reach people, you know, in Connecticut, in New Jersey, in the Bronx, that got that money, that actually know what they're coming to get. Because sometimes people walk in, and you might say, damn, that's expensive, but they don't know that that's king crab leg. They don't know that that salmon is the freshest salmon you're gonna get. You know what I'm saying?
But it also depends if there's seafood lots. Because for me, buying a $60, $90 plate that feeds 2 to 4 people, I'm getting the best deal I've ever seen in my life for seafood.
But I think it definitely helps your business tremendously because looking at it, I'm pretty sure your rent is a little bit more stable because of the area. And now you're bringing in all this clientele due to social media. So that's another key for you guys. You know, use that social media to your advantage. Doesn't matter where you're at or what you're doing or what you're selling, as long as you're bringing in these clients.
You know, be creative. Put yourself out there. You'd be surprised how many people
Watch your stories and
come
stuff.
here, yeah, because they want to support, bro. Because they see I'm young, they see I'm a young dude and I'm hustling. They say like, I want to give this guy my money. People tell me that all the time, like, yo. On Saturdays, me and my family, we normally go to, you know, Red Lobster, but we're gonna break that tradition. We wanted to come check you out because of me being out, putting myself out there. People feel that. People feel the real. You know what I'm saying? And this is, you know, people say you gotta fake it till you make it. I never faked it. I never went on Instagram and faked it like, oh, I'm winning. I'm out here. No, I'll show you the hard work, the dirty.
Yeah.
The real will recognize the real.
But
They'll see
that's what I think that is what makes you great because you're just so genuine. Like you just feel your energy from when you meet him. Like we came up, we shook your hand, you looked us in the eye. You know what I'm saying? It was no kind of fake. You wasn't acting bougie. It was just like, yo, you guys are here. I'm giving you guys my
Listen, the
undivided
first time
attention.
I met this guy, literally is, hey, he's a fish god. Just based on that even brand card, just on all your videos, hey, he's a fish god, and then you explaining everything else. That to me was so dope. Because, like, it's like Muhammad Ali. You're proclaiming you're the best. I'm telling you, you're the best right now in what you're doing in this market sector. And I've been to a lot of places. Like you said, Red Lobster, right? You could easily spend $150 in Red Lobster and still be hungry.
You won't get this.
You won't get this. You'll get like 2 crab legs, maybe 6 pieces of shrimp. Right? Literally, when you go to his spot, it's like a pound of shrimp. Like one bag is like a pound of shrimp. It's about a pound. You know, so you're getting everything. It's worth it. It's so much worth it. Like
That's
you can't put a price on this. I'm sorry. You just can't put a price on this. I don't care what you're charging. The satisfaction that I get from eating this seafood and this right here, we haven't even talked about this yet.
Oh, the infamous butter sauce.
I can't stop dipping in there.
We not even
explain
talking
the
about
sauce
this.
to us.
Explain the sauce to us.
Let's get these out the way. In case the camera might not be seeing it. So it's pretty cool. The butter sauce is actually it's a dipping sauce. If you're gonna share it in a group of people like we are, you can never double dip.
You get no double dipping on the butter
double
sauce.
dipping. You dip once.
One dip.
You
and
get it
that's
nice,
it.
good, you know. Literally, it's my mom's concoction. My mom created it, and
You guys can't know it. It's a secret
it's
recipe.
amazing. Yeah.
So I'm very impressed by you at your knowledge of this, and like you said, like you started out wanting to be in narcotics, and then you came into this business. Like the words that you're saying, it's not like you're just saying this is lobster, this is butter mixed with garlic. Like you're talking that talk of fish. So how did you get so knowledgeable on your market? Like what did you have to do? I'm being honest, man.
Google.
Okay, so that's
Google.
what I'm saying.
Google, bro.
Google. I'm saying.
Google and YouTube.
Everybody thinks like it's so much hard work, and he's just like, no, I want to know my market, my brand. I want to know everything to be knowledgeable to give you the best advice. There was a lot of things that I didn't know, so I'm a workout guy. So I'm like, I'm not eating that farm-fed bullshit. I'm eating the healthy, and he's letting me know, yo, this is the difference of the fish. I'm feeling, you know, that connection within him because he's letting me know, listen, this is sustainable, this is healthy for you, and it brings that connection as he was saying as a business owner, which I appreciate.
Thank you, man. You know, you mentioned it. What was the term that you used?
Well, it's called KYP, and it's just know your personnel. But I say KYP, know your product.
Know your product.
Yeah.
So, to me, it was very important. Like, I call myself the fish god for various reasons. I didn't just start calling myself the fish god.
Okay.
I didn't just start like one day, oh, I'm the fish god. No. I literally, I saw seafood. So, I took the time out every single night. I stay up to 4 or 5 in the morning every single night, dude, study my market. I'll tell you where it comes from, where it originated. You know, I put that extra. Long story short, I can fillet a salmon in about, I don't know, about a minute or less. I learned it all through YouTube, through trial and error. Nobody in New York is gonna come and say, I put the fish god on, ever. And that's why when it came to creating, so I started going on YouTube and I noticed it was trending, and then I said I have to have like an alias. You know how the rappers, they have their aliases, like you got like, you know, they got their real name and then they got their little
Surname,
rapper name. So I figured, I was like, you know, I want to come up with a cool, catchy name, and then.
So you came up with it yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So I thought to myself, like, the fish god is pretty cool because just the name alone says more. Like I'm not the fish king. You know what I'm saying? The fish god is like, oh, why the god? You know, and to some people it might sound blasphemous. It's not. I'm a man of God. I'm very grateful. I pray every day.
Man, it is what it is, man. It's like you're talking the
I don't
talk.
wanna-
At the end of the day, it's nothing personal. It's branding. Like even under our umbrella of Mogul, we have a fitness brand called Gym Gods. It's not me denominating it, like you said, but it's just like you feel. You know, you have to market yourself. You can't, you know, you're not gonna say I'm the fish guy that knows something about fish. Nah, it's like I'm the
fish god.
I'm the fish god. Yeah, you
I'm
quit.
the fish god.
Exactly.
I'm more than just the average.
He's not the fish lord,
But
he's the fish god.
Yeah, or the
Now,
fish king.
For this podcast, you know, we're giving people the ins and out of just business. Every entrepreneur is pretty much going to have the same mentality when it comes to business. Is have faith in your product, have faith in yourself, and always work hard. Now, there are some things that people might not know, like the wholesaling part. I didn't even know that about that part, but it makes so much sense now when you put it to numbers that you wholesale seafood and now you sell it at a price that I've never seen before.
Yeah.
Like I've never seen this much food for the price that you sell it at. So can you talk a little bit about just the wholesaling part and what do you do with the wholesale business part? Like I know you have a lot of partners. Can you touch base on that?
Definitely, yeah.
Don't give away all your secrets.
We were, you know, I said earlier, like if you wanted to like let's say you wanted to do this business, let's say you wanted to get into it. The type of business that I'm in was, which I'm sure I personally haven't seen another business do what I do. Now when I see somebody putting seafood on a tray and it's designed a certain way, I'm looking at them like, oh, I'm influencing you somehow because I honestly feel like the tray, I remember a lot of chef friends, I have a lot of chefs that are friends, would tell me like, you have to get rid of this tin tray. You can't be using this. This degrades the food. And I'm just like, no, like I'm gonna come up with my own thing, my own style, my own ways. And what helped me was the fact that we are wholesalers. Originally, we import salmon, we import a few other seafood items from different parts of the world, and we've been selling to supermarkets, hotels, restaurants for the past 7 years. You know, this store has 2 years I've been there. I was able to diversify my business, I mentioned it. But we were able to make more out of what we were our original product, which is seafood. Originally, we were selling everything by the case. Now you go to the fish market and everything's on display. And then, you know, we charge a little more than we were charging wholesale, of course. In the wholesale business, you charge way less. But the fact that I'm a wholesaler is the reason why I'm able to give the prices that I give. You know, I have, I literally buy it from my warehouse at wholesale price, but I buy it at my cost price. I buy it at the price that I get it from when it comes from Chile, when it comes from Canada, when it comes from Maine. I pay for it, same price that I would pay. So there's that little middle percentage, you know.
So basically, he's the plug for seafood.
Originally, yeah, I'm the plug.
At wholesale, And not retail.
Yeah. Well, shout out to all of my clients. If any of my clients are watching this right now, we truly appreciate your business. Look, we're taking it to the top, and it's because of the support that we got.
This guy, I love him, man. He's so genuine. Always marketing. I love this guy, man. Always.
You have to.
Yeah.
Dude, you know how many restaurants we sell to in New York, bro? I can't even. Thousands, bro.
Thousands of restaurants?
Oh man.
You probably ate a piece of
Sorry.
fish from this guy you didn't even know.
Listen, if you're curious to know if we supply your local restaurant, definitely send me a DM, and I'll let you know if I got them or not.
Yeah, so if you
But
like
I got
that,
a lot of clients in the streets.
How does another restaurant owner reach out to you besides Instagram? 'Cause some people have old school mentality.
Right.
They might not be on Instagram. Do you have a website, just a telephone? Can they reach out to you personally, or they have to go through different channels if they want to be supplied with your seafood wholesale?
I think right now the best bet might just be sending us a message on Instagram. For now, I don't have a website. I was working on one at one point, and I kind of fell off a little bit with it. And
I feel like if your Instagram is booming, you don't really need a website because all your business is going.
definitely,
Yeah.
definitely, dude. I have, I don't want to drop any names, but I got this like, fuck it, I already mentioned it. I got Yelp on my ass. Yelp is on my ass every week. They want me to sign up with them, and I'm just like,
Well, bro, that's every single week.
I'm generating.
They wanted $3,000
Yeah.
to market my brand. I'm like, listen, my brand is word of mouth, first of all,
Yeah.
and the people that I cater to are not on Yelp. You know what I mean? So it basically is you're wasting money when you can put that money
You
to
gotta be
something
smart,
else. You
yeah.
gotta be smart. In business, you have to be smart.
And I think about it. Okay, so now think about it as an entrepreneur. What's the point of getting a website if all your clients are on social media and they can just instant message you directly? You already cut out another middleman. You're the king of cutting out middleman, man. Oh, is somebody here? Nah, you out.
Yeah, no.
No point.
If you hit me up on Instagram, you're gonna be talking directly to me. I don't have anybody running the page. It's literally just me.
Look at that full-time businessman running his own social media account, answering calls,
Yeah.
running all these routes. Like, come on, what's your excuse?
Well, if you're also in business, I would give you my advice. You should be running your own Instagram because that's what's gonna separate you from anybody else's Instagram. Like you guys, you guys know the fish god because I'm on Instagram every day. Like, hey, it's the fish god.
Listen,
we
we have
support
full-
about the seafood.
Full conversations on Instagram, me and this guy. When I was coming, I was like, I'm on my way. I'm almost in 15 minutes. Like, and I'm like, somebody's answering these DMs.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And then when it's him, he was like, oh, you're coming from Connecticut. And then I'm seeing other people come from other places, and I'm like, well, you came from Jersey this far out. I'm like, I thought I came from the farthest distance, but there's people coming from way,
Yeah.
driving over here, like, just to try your seafood.
Wait, hold on. And I think you're a full-time dad, right?
Yeah, I got two babies. Man.
Yo, man, what doesn't this guy do? That's what I want to know. This guy does it all.
Shout out to my wife, and also my mother-in-law, who helps us tremendously. The good thing about having my own business is that my wife, her and my partner run the warehouse business, our first business. My wife is involved over there, and my partner, and then she takes the baby with her over there. It's a good thing about working for yourself, that you can,
The freedom.
yeah, you have that freedom of, all right, I'm gonna have to take my kid to work today, and you're taking your kid to work today, and everybody gotta suck it up. Nobody can say nothing because that's the owner's daughter, or that's the owner's boss.
No,
My daughter be in the office crying up a storm, bro.
I love it, man. I already see that, like, there's so many people in your family in the business, a family business, from over here to over there. And, like,
We met your mom, right?
Yeah, like when you guys have
Listen,
D got his daughter in the business. Come on, man. Everybody's working.
I saw on your way here, there was a young girl. She's like 6 years old, 7 years old?
she's 13.
13? Oh, wow, bro.
Dominican genetics.
Listen, it's one thing to go into business for yourself and have family support than having strangers support your business. Because sometimes, like, you're lucky enough.
Let me throw something out there real quick. You're gonna start your own business one day. Do not count on your family.
Yeah.
Do not count on your family. Your family's gonna come and support you. You know when?
Make
When
money.
everybody else is already online supporting. That's when they're gonna come around and be like, "Hey,
Yo sabía.
that's my cousin."
Yo
For
yeah.
some
sabía.
reason, for some reason, really, it happens all the time. Like,
It is what it is.
they wait for you to become successful before they even purchase anything,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
But it's
because
okay, yeah.
Your
You
vision
can't
is
be
yours.
you can't be close-minded,
Yeah.
bro. You can't think, oh, my family don't support me. Man, fuck that, man. There's so many other people out there. There's so
Trust
many
and
other
believe.
people out there.
And I don't even know
Man.
what City Island is
You
anymore.
want to know something?
You supply City Island too?
Oh no, not yet, not yet. But it's crazy because there's a lot of people out there in the seafood business already, and you know, shout out to them, and you guys are more than welcome to come, you know, be friends with the fish god, man.
Yo.
I'm always friendly. I love friendly competition. I'm never into like, you know, though, you know, I'm not cutting nobody's throat out here.
No, one of my
is
goals,
doing, you know, honest
you know,
business and networking with people,
Yes,
bro.
that's how business grows. You need competition. Even own companies make another company so they can have their own competition. So you know.
Like one of my main goals was to open up a restaurant. Maybe later on it is.
Mhm.
So like just networking, knowing where I'm gonna get my seafood from.
Yeah, you know you got me, man.
Listen.
You know you got me.
If I ever open up a restaurant and you come in and you order some seafood, you already know it's gonna come from the fish god. And it's gonna be fresh. All right? Because I see the vision. I see you opening 5, 10, multiple locations everywhere else because this drive, man, to Brooklyn.
Yeah,
Nothing against Brooklyn people.
And you
man.
got us like close to rush hour. We were still here.
Exactly.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys for coming through, man.
Oh
For
man,
real,
thank you.
Really appreciate
It's a
it.
pleasure.
Appreciate
You're giving all these nuggets to these people so they can learn about
Did you
business.
create your own routes for all the vans?
Yeah.
So basically, you're the head,
Yeah, man.
the supervisor, the manager. How long did it take you to go from having all these hats to where you felt like I could fall back a little bit, or that hasn't happened yet?
It did happen when I opened up this store. I just had to let go of that and focus on here, and then I started learning something that you have to trust people. You have to give people responsibilities, and you have to you don't have to micromanage somebody. You don't have to be on top of somebody every single day, but you have to give people trust. And you put somebody to work. Hey, listen, I'm gonna, this is your new task. From now on, I want you to handle this, and being a leader is number one. You want to always try to be a leader. You never want to be a boss. People listen. People follow leaders. You know what I'm saying?
Very important.
People don't want to work for a boss who's gonna come in here and tell everybody what they have to do. Micromanage somebody and make them feel like crap. No, understand people. Understand if something happens. Most of the times it's lack of communication or something that you didn't explain or whatever. But I was I hired a few people and yeah, I had to cut into my own profits and in the beginning it was very tough, but we gave trust to a lot of people. And shout out to them, man, because they're over there holding it down right now.
Yeah, man.
But they see also, they see like I came out here and I did something different. I did from what we were normally doing, our normal dispatch in the wholesale business, to now opening a legit fish market that's booming on IG, that everybody's raving about, and everybody who's part of my team, I'm sure at some point they're at least proud to be like, yeah, I work for Puerto Plata, and
I see that, like, when we were in there videotaping, like, he's talking, he's saying please and thank you even to his workers. He's like, can you please hand me that? Thank you. Like, he shows respect to everybody because he's just so humble and he treats everybody the same, So,
you want to treat people the way you would
let me know. I'm about to work for you.
You want to treat people the way you would like to be treated, bro. Never treat anybody different. You know what I'm saying? Even so, what if you're the boss? They're gonna love you more if you treat them right.
Of course.
You work harder, when
You
you're
work
not
hard.
there.
Yeah.
Your business can only survive with the people that you employ.
Yeah.
Because one thing as an entrepreneur that I've learned and still in the process is you can't do everything yourself.
No.
Like sometimes we have that ego,
Mhm.
like in the beginning stages where because this is mine, I made this myself, and you want to have that ownership mentality. But sometimes you have to see the bigger picture as a corporation. How are you running your store as a corporation? Because 5 years, 10 years from now, when you have multiple locations, you can only be in one place at once. So if you don't, like you said, trust is very important in being an entrepreneur because you have to trust other people to follow those same principles that you laid in the front, like the first few years, and the quality. I don't want to go to another Puerto Plata seafood. I'm calling Rudy because I know you're ready, and I'm definitely gonna call you. And I've done it to other business owners. I go to the establishment and I'm like, who's the chef that you hire here? Because the food don't taste the same. And I've had those conversations, and they come back like, I'm sorry, whatever the case may be. But how do you project yourself doing all that and still being able to manage everything yourself?
I do a lot of writing, bro. I do a lot of writing. I stay up at night very late.
Is there a book coming out?
No, maybe. I
never know.
haven't. I honestly, I do want to one day write a book. I do have a lot of good skills and things that I've learned through experience. But I do. I've learned it from having mentors. I do have a few people who I sit down with from time to time, and I kind of pick their brains, and they kind of guide me and tell me like, listen, go for this, don't go for that, and.
So it's very important, guys. Get a mentor.
Get a mentor.
I'll give you an idea of what you want your mentor to be. Should be someone who's at least 20 or 30 years older than you and has what you want, you know, when you get to that age. It's really hard to find sometimes, you know, and sometimes you have to check the people around you. You know, you're going to make an average of what the people around you make. It's just so coincidental. I was hanging out with my boy the other day. He has a sneaker company called NYC Gems. And I told him, I said, you know, you have to be careful because you want to make.
I'm sorry.
He does like online delivery service for
Okay.
sneakers and stuff like that, and he's doing really good. And
That sneaker business with social media and
It's the best.
You know, it just
yeah, you can
blew
target
up.
so many.
Like,
Yeah, you can reach so many people.
So many people.
And I told him, I said to him, I said, man, listen, you have to be careful when you're hanging out with. You're still hanging out with people from high school, and I'm like, you know, I don't know anybody from my high school that's out here really winning. I don't know any of them. The only people I know that are winning are the people that are older than me. So you have to think, like, you know, if you want to win, you have to associate yourself with people that are winning. There's no way you're gonna grow if you're hanging out with the same people that you guys are all growing up with. There's no way.
Listen, the only reason we still in this together from college, from being scumbags and going out with girls and stuff is because we have the same vision. And there's a lot of people that don't have the same vision.
Yeah.
And like you said, you have to be around people that are not like you. Like you said, you might have one skill, but maybe your partner has another skill.
Yeah, it's like that.
And it's crazy because
It's
some people
totally like that.
Some people love me, some people hate him.
It's
and I'm
totally
just
like
like,
that.
you know what? It is what it is.
Bro.
But he
See me? I'm like, it is what it is.
It's totally like that. That's the good thing about having a partnership, that you can bounce off each other's skills. My partner has tremendous negotiating skills. You know what I'm saying? But he's not a people person. He's not, and he is. But, you know, even for me, it's hard to get in front of a camera and start talking. But I'm sure, you know, knowing my partner, you know, there's certain things that he's got that I don't got. Like, me, I'm not a morning person, bro. I am not a morning person. And you want to know something? That's one of the things that prompted me to want to have my own business, because I'm the type of person, I love to sleep in, bro. But I stay up late.
Exactly. So that's
I'm up at 4 or 5 last night I fell asleep at 5 in the morning, dude. I can show you. I have proof of it.
Look at this.
I was up at 5.
That motherfucker's up at 3 in the morning. I'm just going to sleep.
He's going to sleep.
No, but you're waking up. I'm talking about I haven't slept yet. Yeah, I'm still up till 3, 4, 5.
He's like, he gets home maybe 4 or 5, whatever the case, then go to sleep. I'm waking up at 4:30, 5 a.m. depending. Like, I've been doing it for a few years, but what I noticed is, as an entrepreneur, we work harder.
Yeah, you work harder.
People don't
100%.
understand. Like, people say they're
You'll
tired
have
from
an
9 to
easier
5.
that's
They-
easier.
Yeah,
100%.
I'm like, listen, your 9 to 5, I could do 2 of your 9 to 5s, building my business at the same time, because we're doing so much and we have so many things going on at the same time. Not to say anything bad about 9 to 5s, but the thing is, you're doing so many things, and there's only 24 hours.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes, like you said, you work 100 hours a week.
Yeah.
But if you do the math from a 9 to 5 to 100 hours a week from a person,
Well,
we
9
get
to
so
5 would
much
be
done.
40 hours.
We get so much done,
So we're doing double what they're
double
doing,
exactly,
plus more.
in the short amount of time.
Yeah.
So what's gonna take somebody who's in a 9 to 5 a year or two, we could literally do in 6
A
months.
couple months, yeah.
You know, it's a big difference of the amount of work that you actually get to do.
For sure.
Now, going forward, like, now that you're so-called, you know, the fish god, everybody
Thank
knows
you.
you by name, by nickname, you know, like, you made it, bro. Like,
I have
Such a
been
person-
places where people are like, yo, the fish god is here.
exactly.
The other day
Such
I
a
went to
person is
Caoba.
someone who's so
And the
humble.
DJ, right? DJ's like,
fish
the
god.
fish god's in the
Exactly.
building. I'm like,
You know,
that's me.
and I know you're
You
very
throwing up the
humble.
fish and stuff, a fish eye. Like,
You know, you're so humble in a way that to put you up there and say, what are your top goals next? You know, because you're a very humble man. You might not even say, you know what? I want to take this into Dubai. I want to put this in London. You know, what are your goals for Puerto Plata Seafood? Like thinking, like I always believe.
I
Think
want
big.
a branch, man. I want a branch. You know, I want to be out there. I want to be out there. I want to be in every state and multiple stores in every state. You know what I'm saying? You look at guys like Tillman Fertitta.
Yeah.
Okay.
Tillman Fertitta,
The owner of the
Bubble Gum.
Yeah. Houston Rockin' Bubble Gum Shrimp.
Originally, it was, Bubble Gum Shrimp, and he opened up how many franchises? You know, I think I would want to go for the franchise business. I know that eventually I would like to. But then again, it does take a lot of time. You know, it takes a lot of time, persistence, hard work. Like, you know, I've had people tell me like, "Yo, you should have opened up another location a while ago." But
Everybody
you know how
has
many
an opinion.
employees I went through just to try to establish the little team that I have?
They don't know.
Like, you know how many people I had to train every single day on top of them? Like, hey, listen, this is how it's done. This is how it's done. Every single
Like, do you personally train everybody that works for you?
As of
So
right
they don't
now,
go
yeah.
to like a seafood school or anything like a cutting school.
Yeah.
You know, because I know how to fillet a fish, but I might butcher it right now because I haven't done it in like 5 years. But I took pride actually in like I cut a whole salmon like in a minute before you guys did when I was working in seafood. That was one of my first jobs actually, and that's where I developed the knowledge and the love for seafood. Most people don't understand like there's a lot of protein in everything.
Oh
but
yeah, it's
can you
super
go
healthy.
a little, just
Of
a little
course.
bit of everything that we just have,
Of course.
like
well,
nutritional value of it?
yeah, of course I can. Of course
Because
I can.
we have a lot of vegan friends, and this is not for you right now.
Well, you know what? I was actually I was a pescatarian,
Okay.
and I went vegan for about 3 months. I dropped it because I couldn't give up the pizza because I love cheese. I love pizza, so I ended up going back into I got into vegetarianism. Then I got to pescatarianism, but
So basically, people could reach out to you on Instagram or your phone number. There's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
website
yeah.
yet.
No, there's no
And-
website. Instagram is definitely for me right now the key to go to. Shoot me a DM. I answer everybody, bro. There
What's
is
the
no,
time frame for like if somebody wants to get a catering job done? Like
Um,
let's say we want to 10 trades. Do we have to call in like a week in advance, a couple days in advance? Because we know you're super busy.
yeah. Definitely. Thank you for asking. I would recommend you order 3 hours in advance at all
Just 3
times.
hours, man.
Yeah. If you have a party for 100 people, you need to hit me up a couple days in advance.
Okay, yeah.
You should hit me up at least 2 days in advance so that I can mentally prepare myself for the time of the day and everything, whether it's going to be a delivery or a pickup, you know. But if it's like a party of 20, yeah, even a party of 20, you can hit me up 3 hours before, 2 hours before. You know, I have, I didn't take you guys to the back, but I have a storage back there where I got everything in stock, everything. And then aside from this, we have our other location where it's like, God forbid we run out of something, which it happens from time to time. I'll go shoot and send somebody to get another 3 cases, 4 cases. Like, it's an abundance of stuff.
You know, this was much needed because you're a local, pretty much celebrity. Like you grew up in this area, people
Yeah,
know
man.
you,
Yeah.
they know your name, they know your family and everything.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes it's necessary to have that in the community because yeah, you can leave and go somewhere else, and you could probably make way more money in a different market. But knowing that you have a local person who grew up in the same area and now is offering a service and a quality service,
Yeah.
like to me that means so much more than me going to Fifth Avenue and going and spending $300 instead of spending it at Puerto Plata Seafood.
Yeah, man.
Like there is no way I'm gonna go somewhere else
Thank you.
and pay $300, $200, even if it's $50 for seafood that I know where I could come to Brooklyn and just show up and like, Rudy, what's up, man? Can I get a plate? You know, the last thing I'm gonna ask you because it's funny to me and
Yeah, you asked me.
so
I'm
much
gonna
like
finish eating.
you can finish that.
Yo, indulge.
There's all these platters
Indulge.
that you have. Like you have different names. You have tell me some of the names that you have.
The Fulton Street.
The Fulton Street, exactly.
Fulton Street.
Fulton Street,
I
right
got
there.
the Poseidon.
Okay.
I got the Neptuno. I call it Neptuno. It's Neptune. But they were all a lot of the names. I try to derive them from like ocean gods
Okay.
and sea gods and Greek mythology.
Let us know if you want to make the moguls. The mogul
Yo, no,
platter.
we definitely
Mogul
need to make
platter.
a mogul platter. Which one we have right now?
This one is a smaller version of the Oceanus.
Oceanus,
Yeah,
okay.
Oceanus was the god. It is in Greek mythology the god of the
Ocean.
of the fresh waters,
Okay.
if I'm not mistaken. Not the ocean.
Poseidon is the ocean.
The Poseidon is and Neptune.
It's very creative though. Like
Yeah,
every
yeah.
time like you posted something, and he does this on live actually.
Yeah.
Like he's telling you what he's putting on and what's the name of it. And literally, I don't watch nobody's live accounts because I just don't feel like it.
You don't consume other people's content.
Exactly. But when he's doing it live, and I'm like, you know what?
Let me check
I
it out.
already know what I'm gonna get. You know, I really like. When you can call like, I need that Poseidon, man.
Yeah.
I need that Neptune. I need that Fulton Street.
Yeah.
And it's
I'm
done.
already thinking now, you know, since we Dominican, you can do Mogu, the king of the Rio, you know what I'm saying?
But we appreciate you, man. We also got some clothing for you. You know,
I'm gonna give you the 2 bumps and I'm done, you know what I'm saying?
we got a sweater for you and a
Oh,
shirt right here from
very
all, you know.
nice. Shout
You know,
out.
our brand.
For me?
Yeah, for
Yeah.
you, man. You know, we gotta give you
These
the,
are awesome,
the mogul
bro.
right now for Mogul Mondays, and we thank you. We can't thank you enough.
Very
for
nice, bro.
participating in this.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
And
Everybody check out Puerto Plata Seafood on Instagram. Come to Brooklyn. I can't stop eating. Estoy jactando, como dicen.
this is how it will always be. Every time you eat from Puerto Plata, you just can't stop. And I can't say nothing about this.
Yeah, you gotta binge eat. I like calling a food coma. I love going
That's
to
what
food
this
coma.
is.
I like to.
I'm going in it.
Yeah, this is something it's abundance. That's what I'm about. That abundance of eating good and being like, wow.
And I'm so thankful because I'm a foodie that there's Instagram. Because I don't even think, because I live so far, without Instagram I would not be able to like know about the
Network,
fish
yeah,
guy. You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
So people need to understand, like if you have a business and you want your business to grow,
Mhm.
we are in a stage where social media is so important for your business.
It is.
Like if you're not on social media, your business is pretty much dead.
It is.
Like brick mortar stores
Yeah.
are dead.
Well, you want to be on social media, but you also have to hold yourself to a good standard. You know what I'm saying? Like one of the things that I do, and I want to mention this is, every single night before I go to bed, I pray. I'm not a religious person. I don't go to church, and I'm not the type of person that's gonna talk to you about God at all. But I kneel, bro, and I'm humble, bro, to the point where it's like I thank God, bro. I thank God every day, like, and then I say 3 prayers every night. I say I thank God.
As you can see.
I also pray
I
for
pray
my
for
family.
I pray to God to this.
I'm praying to the fish guy right now. Man.
That's what we're praying to, for real.
Pescado,
Man, we can't thank you enough.
Yeah,
man. We
man.
appreciate you, man.
Thanks for the gear, bro.
No problem,
I'm
man.
done. You the man. I appreciate you, brother. Check him out. Fish God. Puerto Plata Seafood.